AT&T CEO pay rose to $32 million in 2019 while he cut 20 triple-I jobs. Stevenson got stock-driven pay bump after battle against investor firm John Brodkin. The 3rd of December 2020, 9:15 p.m. In large. AT&T CEO Randall Stevenson speaks at the Council on Foreign Relations on September 18, 2019 in Washington, D.C. Getty Images. Win McNamee 129 with 92 posters participating. Share on Facebook, share on Twitter. AT&T CEO Randall Stevenson's total compensation was more than $32 million in 2019, giving him a 10% raise while he slashed tens of thousands of jobs and reduced spending on network upgrades. Stevenson's total compensation was $28.72 million in 2017, $29.12 million in 2018, and $32.03 million in 2019. An AT&T filing to the Securities and Exchange Commission said his pay raise was driven by stock performance. Stevenson's base salary was $1.8 million in all 3 years, but his stock awards jumped from $17.07 million to $19.80 million from 2018 to 2019. The other portions of his compensation remained roughly the same. Further reading. AT&T promised 7 triple-I new jobs to get tax break. It cut 23 triple-I jobs instead. Further reading. Struggling. AT&T plans tens of billions in cost cuts, more layoffs. While Stevenson's pay rose, AT&T eliminated 7.6% of its workforce in 2019. AT&T had 247,800 employees at the end of 2019, down from 268,221 a year earlier. AT&T also slashed capital expenditures by more than $1.6 billion in 2019 and projects a capital investment cut of more than $3 billion in 2020. The cuts to jobs and network spending came despite AT&T claiming that a corporate tax cut and repeal of net neutrality rules would cause broadband investment to rise. Some of these cuts came from the company's wireline division after AT&T finished a fiber build-out. Last week, AT&T said it plans tens of billions of dollars worth of cost cuts, including job cuts, over the next 3 years. CEO pay rose after hedge fund battle, but Stevenson's 2019 compensation rose after a headline-grabbing hedge fund battle ended up boosting the telecom and media giant's share price. The Wall Street Journal reported today the 10% increase came almost entirely on the strength of AT&T's stock appreciation, as AT&T shares rose about 37% during 2019. The Journal article said, the hedge fund battle pitted AT&T against Elliott Management Corporation, which had a $3.2 billion stake in the company. Elliott criticized AT&T's TV strategy, urged the company to consider divesting DirecTV, and pushed for other changes. AT&T and Elliott struck a deal in October that did not involve selling DirecTV, but AT&T promised to conduct a disciplined review of its portfolio and said it will make no major acquisitions over the next 3 years. Other top AT&T executives also got pay raises in 2019. President and COO John Stankey's pay rose from $16.55 million in 2018 to $22.47 million in 2019. Former Telecom Division Chief John Donovan's 2019 compensation jumped from $14.59 million to $27 million, including nearly $10 million in other pay that included a retirement bonus. The Wall Street Journal wrote, Mr. Donovan ran the lion's share of AT&T's operations until his abrupt departure in August. AT&T has been trying to reduce its debt load, which was $163.1 billion total and $151.3 billion in long-term debt at the end of 2019. Stevenson might not get another pay increase this year given the turmoil in stock markets that has sent AT&T tumbling in recent days. Stevenson is nearing retirement, but AT&T has said he will remain in the top role through all of 2020.